today is like we want to basically meet each other, introduce the team, and explain a bit the methodology for the mentoring session of the EIC Scaling Club, where we'll also go a bit in depth. We have already discussed with some of you, but what's the program? What will you get from it? What are we planning to do over the next 2 years? What are our ambitions? What do we want to do with you? And my idea is to do it kind of in a more, since we are not a lot, conversation way. So if you have any question, please don't hesitate to just speak. You don't need to raise the hand and cut me off to ask, because ideally we'll have like around a 30 minutes presentation and 30 minutes Q&A at the end. Okay, so I'm going to start my presentation. Can you see the screen and the presentation?
Yes, very well.
Perfect. I won't be able to see you. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to cut me off, and we will be able to reply either me or Jasmine. So first, thank you all to be here. As you see, we are going to discuss today like the mentorship program for the market opportunity group of the renewable energies market opportunity group. Where you have been selected. And as I said, we are going to do like a short introduction of the program, short discussion about the EIC Scaling Club, and then I will deep dive on the methodology of the mentoring sessions and how we are going to do together. So we are going to go also into a bit more technical details and logistic details.
Pardon, Alberto, but are you recording the session? If not, can we?
Yes, that's something that I would like to let you know, that we are recording the session. So I would like all of you to agree. If not, you can go out of the session, so you won't be included and you will have access to the recording.
Yes.
But after this meeting, I will share everything. You will have like an email with a welcome pack that we have prepared with you and the recording of the session as soon as it's ready on YouTube. Yeah. So first of all, a little bit about the group. We are like the people managing the group of renewable energies behind. I am Alberto, group manager, and I will be like your first point of contact, but also the first point of contact of other stakeholder members and companies of the renewable energies group. I'm joined by Luca, my colleague Luca, who's an energy expert within my team, and he's in charge more of the deep dive content that we have created around the group. And we are also followed closely by Sébastien Magan from EIC Énergie Nouvelle, who's our industry expert with several years of experience, and he's guiding us on all the decisions regarding the selection of the companies, and on the work that we are doing with the companies, reviewing the content that we are producing, and also, yes, basically taking care of some of the activities that are taking around the renewable energies market opportunity. So if you have any question or concern, please don't hesitate to write me. And I will also be joined by a colleague of mine that should be my colleague Emma, that will be recording and working with us on during the mentoring sessions around the activities that we will be doing. In addition, I have my colleague Jasmine from the Tech2 team that she has developed the mentoring program, and she will be also coordinating all the mentoring activities from at the consortium level. So if we have like more technical questions, she will be able to reply. And here we have a group of the selected mentors. As you can see, we are 12. And I would like maybe to ask you for a short introduction for any one of you that is on the room, like 1 or 2 seconds, or name the country you are joining us from and your sector of expertise, if that would be okay for all of you, since we are not a lot. So maybe we can start.
Okay, I will start. I
Yes,
am
please.
Nicoletta Zappatini. I am calling in from Milan, but I live between Milan and London. I am a banker and I work at Olea Capital Limited, which is an advisor and arranger for investments in the energy transition. I was previously with Storm Harbor, Crédit Agricole, and Citi in various roles. I've finalized transactions for more than 15 billion euro in Western Europe and emerging markets, mainly in infrastructure and more recently renewable energy and climate technologies.
Next, Ekaterini on the list. You're on mute, so maybe we can go to the next one, Marianne from GeForce.
Yes, hello, good morning. My name is Marian Gestik. I'm an investor. We invest at early stage in climate technology companies, including renewable energy. I have a bunch of investments. Some of them are now pretty big, from geothermal energy all the way to data centers, semiconductors, which spend 10 times less energy, and so on. So we invest early stage just in climate tech, which is companies that have a direct impact on lowering of greenhouse gas emissions, but we do it globally. So we invest globally only in climate tech. Good to meet you all.
Then Bernd.
So hello to everybody. I was a little bit late because I pressed the wrong link, the Google Meet link instead of Teams link.
It will be recorded and you will have access to the beginning of the session, but we just started.
Yeah, very good. It's an introductory round. So my name is Bernd. Basically, I'm a power engineer. Finished my university in 1992. So means more than 30 years professional career, but had then also exploitation to other businesses, not just energy and power, but also for mining, for oil and gas, for medical technology, for marine technology. So several branches. And since 2015, I'm a business plan coach for the Bavarian business plan competitions and evaluate those. And since that time, I'm also with the former EASME. The EASME Horizon 2020 program, I started 2015, and since that time, I coached more than 80 cases with more than 220 coaching days. A lot of them in the renewable sector, but also in other sectors for digitalization, for healthcare, even for mining, basically all different branches. But most of the cases, of course, also in the renewable business, but they are not just the hardware, but also digitalization topics, which are, of course, present since several years, because digitalization is also introduced in the renewable sector, and all these cases have been across Europe, from France to Iceland, from Italy to Norway. So basically across Europe, and so I hope that I can spend a lot of my experiences also here in the mentoring program.
Exactly. We expect that you will be able to spend a lot of quality time with several companies within the program on the renewable energies sector. So next, Cesar.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Okay, my name is Cesar. I'm from Spain, and although originally I'm an engineer, I've been for the last 12 years or so an investment manager, where I focus on on the energy sector and the technology one, and we invest in a wide range of companies regarding the level of maturity, from novel biofuels to large infrastructure projects, both in electricity, but also in adjacent technologies. And in parallel to that, I've spent quite a bit of time both as an advisor, particularly to early stage and late stage companies, and also I'm an university professor here in the Technical University in Madrid, where I teach entrepreneurial finance. So I hope I will be able to contribute to this group.
Nice, thank you. Thanks a lot. I don't know who's missing and it's also connected to the call, who haven't speaked yet.
Yes, I haven't speaked yet. I'm
Yes, Primož.
Primož Konavar. I come from Slovenia and I work in renewables. I work in wave energy converters and aerodynamics, and I'm a startup mentor, and I'm coach for European Commission, and I work with startups. So I have the experience in both in technology and in coaching, mentoring. So I think I can offer my assistance here. Thank you.
Nice. Thanks to meet you. So here we are the mentors that we have been able to attend the meeting today. We have 4 of the mentors that will be joining the program. Will be a total of 12 mentors for the renewable energy market opportunity, and you will be able to meet all throughout the mentoring sessions that you will participate, but also in-person events, for example, the ignition forum that is going to be taking place next week, or other events that we are going to suggest to you. So thanks all for sharing. I will go back to my presentation. Again, if you have any questions, if I won't be able to see the screen or see the conversation, please don't hesitate to jump in the conversation. Yeah. Share my screen. Okay, perfect. You can see back the screen now, I guess. Okay.
We see at least for me, I see your Microsoft Teams screen, not the presentation.
Ah. That's strange. I'm going to launch it again. Okay. And now you can see it?
Yes, we can.
Perfect. Thanks a lot. So now a bit about the EIC Scaling Lab. So basically the EIC Scaling Lab is the deep tech initiative that has been launched by the European Innovation Council to support deep tech scale-ups, top deep tech scale-ups at the European level. And basically we are on a mission to help a selection of 100 deep tech companies with high ambitions in terms of growing over the next 2 years. And all the group, all the activities, and all the people that it's around the program, it's basically here to support them, and with the idea of helping them grow in the valuation over 1 billion in the next 2 years. How the program work is like we have been working over the past 6 months with the selection of top corporate investors and organizations that have joined different market opportunities. These are are called the stakeholder members, and these stakeholder members of the group have nominated and selected the companies that are taking part now in each group. So for the renewable energies market opportunity, we received more than 75 nominations, for example. We tied it down to 40 companies that applied to the program. And from these 40 companies, we passed through a selection process where the investors and corporates that are part of these stakeholder member groups evaluated several of these companies, and we did a selection of the final companies that are taking part into the club. So as a result, we have, here you can see, for example, other market opportunities. We are working now on the top 4: smart mobilities, renewable energies, next generation computing, and digital security and trust. And we will soon start onboarding people for the 6 remaining market opportunities. But as I said, as you can see here, this is like the people that evolve around the program in itself. So we have more than 500 stakeholders when we take into account like the mentors that are basically the people that are not training now, who is basically you, and the mentors for the other market opportunities, investors, corporations, government agencies, and member states that are part of the stakeholder members, and the network that is like the supporting people that are around, getting information and participating in some of the events, even though they are not directly involved on the selection and evaluation process for the companies. As I was saying, here you can see the 12 companies that have passed through this selection process that we have been running over the past 3 months. So we have a different range of technologies in terms of maturity. They have all raised more than 7 million euros and are all looking for funding and to grow over the next years. But we have like different range of technologies within the market opportunity, or within the market opportunity. And we have also looked to have like gender balance in terms of the team that are joining the program from each one of the companies, and also geographical balance with companies coming from Southern Europe, Central and Eastern Europe included within the program. So you will be able to meet them more in depth over the next few weeks, since we will be sharing some information, and we will start the matching process between the mentors and the companies. So I won't go in depth now regarding this. But now what it's important for you, which is basically what this program, what the EIC Scaling Club, it's bringing to you. So basically it's a unique opportunity where you basically will get access to the deep tech companies that I showed you on the renewable energy sectors, but you will also be meeting some of them throughout the in-person events, companies from other market opportunities. You will be able to advise, participate in club events, and basically be part of the EIC Scaling Club community. And in exchange, we'll also have significant visibility throughout the club through our communication materials, but also we will share your expertise within several reports that we are writing. For example, we are writing a market roadmap report specifically on the renewable energies market opportunity sector, where we'll ask for your expertise. And we'll have like overall recognition as a member of the club or a selected mentor for the club. And why or what are we looking for from you? It's basically help the companies, basically, or with connections, advice, and bring value. So the idea is like you will be able to connect and exchange your expertise throughout a series of sessions that we have prepared with you. In terms of connections, for example, we expect connections with lead investors or board members or partners or customers that might be relevant for the scale-ups. And in terms of advice, you will have the companies identify key challenges on the growing process, or give recommendations or the path that they should be taking. But all of this will be during the exchange sessions and the mentoring sessions that we have prepared. So yes, in general, as we see it, you will be part of core member team and like part of our external business development team, as we like to call it from the companies. Now we are going to deep dive a bit more on the methodology. I would ask Yasmin, that I know she's with us, to jump in the presentation if you have any additional comment that you would like to share, since you will know better the methodology. But please don't hesitate to interrupt me if you have any question. So first of all, I would like to let you know that we have received like a lot of applications from this for the mentoring program. We have received more than 300 nominations from stakeholder members and more than 170 applications. So we have also spent a lot of time selecting the mentors that were most suited for this market opportunity. So being selected on the top 12 means that we believe that you have the opportunity to bring like a great value to the companies that we are working for. And basically, why did we choose you? It's because we believe that you'll be able to have the companies in one of these 4 main focus areas that we'll be developing over the mentoring program, which is like basically investment and financing, getting like advice and access to relevant people, sales and partnership, board and leadership. So that means basically having access to key talent and people that might be relevant for the board member of the companies, and also in terms of branding and PR for the companies. It is important, you have been asked already to develop your expertise in these fields, but I will let you know later. But we'll have like pairing process where we are going to match the companies of the program with the different mentors. So it's important for you at this moment to share with us what can you bring to the table in one of these 4 areas. So we make sure that we have like a good matchmaking between the companies and the mentors. So this is how it works. Each assigned company, so basically each company will be assigned to 2 lead mentors that will attend with them all the company sessions. You will be, please correct me if I'm wrong, or Yasmin, but you will be assigned 2 companies to lead, and 2 companies where you will be able like to help on collaborative sessions, and you will be expected to join all the sessions for the selected companies, so your main companies, with one of the other mentors that is on the group, and the collaborative sessions for the other 2 companies that you will be following. So in total, you will be assigned to 4 different companies for the program. And how are we going to organize the sessions? There are different sessions for the mentoring program. Some of them, it's what we have called general sessions, or you will be under an NDA that I will ask you to share after this meeting. But basically, for these sessions, you will be joined by your colleague mentor and the 2 main companies, and it will be like just the 2 mentors and the company to work. There will be also collaborative sessions where several mentors will be joining. And there will also be contact exchange sessions that are like more general, and where we are going to invite also the stakeholder members, so corporates and investors, to participate.
Can I just jump in, Alberto,
yes,
just to briefly summarize what's going to happen? So
yes.
Each company will be assigned to 2 mentors. So you're going to be in charge of being with 2 companies as your main company, and then you're going to have 2 extra companies. As you can see here, it says all sessions. So you're going to follow this 2 main companies of yours throughout the journey. And the second one, and the collaborative sessions of this other 2 companies. Basically, we will ask you to follow the mentoring journey of the 4 companies, but the main company, the difference will be, we will be seeing in the next slide, but the difference will be your main company, you will be attending all of their sessions. The other two company, you will be only attending their collaborative sessions, which are all under NDA. So it's imperative for you to sign the NDA as well. Yeah, Alberto.
Perfect. Yes, and here you can see a bit more the mentoring schedule that will take place over the next 6 months. So first of all, we are going to start with a company deep dive, which has basically the main goal of this session is to understand the company and start perceiving the challenges that you will think that we will identify that they have, they will be facing and they will be working on over the future sessions. Then there will be like the challenge definition on a specific challenge area that will be joined by the mentor and the company that will agree on priority challenges that have been identified on session number 1.
Alberto, can I jump in very quickly to summarize this?
Okay, I think it's summarized a bit later, but yes, if you want, you know it better from me, so.
So this, as you can see here, this is what the mentoring schedule will look like for the next 6 months. So the first session you are going to have will be the company deep dive sessions, where you are going to attend the 4 companies that you assigned to. The idea here is to learn deeper about the companies, what they do, their journeys, and they will be already sharing with you their perceived scaling challenges. What is keeping them from going to the next benchmark here? So they will recommend some of them, and you will dig a bit deeper, which will take us to the second session that we will have, the challenge definition session. Here we are only going to have the assigned mentors, so 2 mentors in the company, where we are going to agree on one of those challenges. So the company might have 5 things that they are struggling, but one of them is the bigger challenge that they're facing at that moment. And we are going to ask you to decide, help companies decide on that challenge. And throughout this session, we are going to ask you to help them creating a presentation that they can present in the session that is to come, which is challenge collaboration session. Here, the company is going to present what their challenge is to a bigger crowd. Here, we are going to have minimum 4 mentors, the collaborative session, as we are mentioning, and we are going to ask you, the mentors, to give them some recommendations on the set challenge, and help companies set some smart goals on how to fix this challenge, basically. And from there, we are going to have a contact exchange session in September, where companies are going to request some contacts from you. This session is not going to be under an NDA, so we are also going to have our stakeholder members. The idea will be giving companies some contacts that they can use maybe to go through this challenge or some other challenges. And the 5th session we have, it's going to be an optional session. If the company wants, because as you know, as a part of EIC Scaling Club, we are also going to have road shows where companies can go to these roadshow events and try to have some investment or partnership deals. So we are going to ask our mentors to help companies on their pitch decks or their strategies, if the company wants, of course. This is generally what the mentorship will look like for the next 6 months. Alberto, we can continue. Sorry for bargaining.
Yes, and here you can see also the breakdown of the sessions, like with the differentiation of what's individual sessions and what are collaborative sessions, and what you expect to participate for. So, for example, for the company deep dive, that are collaborative sessions, so you're expected to attend the sessions for your 2 assigned companies plus your 2 extra companies, which means like a total of 4 sessions of 1 hour. The challenge definition, it will be like only 2 sessions for your companies, your main companies. Challenge collaboration, again, as company deep dive, you will be going to your 2 main companies plus 2 extra companies. Contact exchange, that is like a bigger session. We will expect you like to participate at least in 2 of these sessions, and then on the optional roadmap preparation, you would be like basically following your assigned companies in case they want to pursue with this. So basically, in general, over the first 6 months, it's like a total of around 15 hours that we expect from your time, knowing that we will keep working behind to prepare the sessions for you and guiding the sessions. That is what we are going to explain now. Of course, you can attend more collaborative sessions. It's 15 hours is like a minimum. But yes, we want to make sure that at least for your 2 main companies plus 2 extra companies that you'll be following, you will be guiding through and participating in all the sessions. Next, I want to explain a bit how the sessions, if we get into it, are going to be structured. And for this, I need to develop a bit on the meeting format. So they are basically based on a challenge format where we will foster exchange and collaboration between the companies. We will always have the facilitator of the session, that would be me or one of my colleagues within the session, that will make sure that we go through the right way. But basically, we'll always start by a presentation of the company where the mentors will be listening. There will be like a Q&A or a little exchange where we are not supposed like to give solutions or concrete questions yet. It's basically to question what the company have prepared. And then we will be focusing on observations and recommendations for the company and smart commitments. So the smart commitments could be, for example, like the goals for the next session or specific measures that you believe that the companies might have. And then a little feedback if it, in case we want to deep dive in any subject. To let you know, everything would be gathered within what we have called like meeting notes, where basically we will make sure that all the information and exchange that have been conducted through this session will be taken into account. So you can always access this information and the companies themselves also. And how are we going to organize this information? So basically, there will be like a company folder where you will be able to get access to the pitch deck of the presentation, but also like a OneNote folder. And the OneNote folder, it's including basically all relevant sessions for each company. And this will be also like the place where you will be able like to access and check what has happened and what is going to happen in the future. So it's like this is like the central piece and tool that we are going to use for the mentoring sessions. You will have company pitch deck and also like a short description, including like, for example, company challenge, identify challenges, or the contacts and company members, reference documents that they may have. And then if you deep dive in each one of the sessions, you will be able like to find the preparation of the session itself, the agenda, and the meeting notes. So the preparation of the session is what is going to be presented, and we are going to highlight like the expected outcome of each one of the sessions. The agenda, it's like how the session is going to evolve in itself. And then the meeting notes, where basically we are going to make sure that all information is there. You will be able like to see, we'll be able to diagnose who took part on each one of the sessions, and then the Q&A, observations and recommendations. We might ask you, for example, on the first company deep dive, on the first session, we are going to ask you, for example, after the session, to highlight the main challenges that you can pre-identify for the company. But we will we'll make sure to explain that. To let you know, all this information will be prepared and ready for you for all the companies and before each one of the sessions. So you can just basically joining and going back to the notes whenever it will be needed for you. And we will also be in charge of taking notes and making sure that everything is it's recorded.
Can I just jump in
yes.
very quickly? This is going to be your single source of truth when it comes to mentoring. So you will have access to your assigned company OneNote mentoring tools, basically. And all the previous session notes will be there. All the related documents are going to be there. So you will not need to have any other documentation other than this OneNote, and everything will be under, each session will be under its own headline. And you can just go, if you're in a collaborative session for a company, and if you don't know what happened in the previous session, you can just go and check what happened in the previous session. You can check the notes. It's really important for us that you put your notes in this OneNote document that will be shared with you prior to the meeting and during the meeting all the time. So this is going to be everything all together. Before giving the word to Alberto, I think Teresa wanted to say something.
Yes, I want to thank you for giving me the word. I'm also part of the team. I just wanted to highlight that past sessions, so the primary beneficiary of this OneNote are the companies, of course. So the recommendations that will be captured during each session cannot be edited at a later stage. So we will block, so once after each session, we will block, so you cannot edit and change your recommendation, okay? So it's just to highlight that, and the company cannot change their smart commitments in the meanwhile. So this is just to highlight. And another thing that I think it's worth mentioning is that we advise you to type yourself, so you will have access during the meetings to the document, of course, so you can type yourself the observations and the recommendations, and then of course we can clean the document, you know, to address any jargon, but we invite you to type your questions and observations and recommendations also directly into the document to streamline the whole process. Thank you.
Okay. And this is basically a side note, but it's also an important one. We will need to be able to record who is participating and which mentors are participating on each session. So it's important that you accept to identify yourself on the attendance reports organized by teams. So we'll ask you, we will probably send a reminder, but I will ask you to do it. For the individual sessions, it won't be like that relevant, but for the group mentoring sessions, it's important so we can track if you have been able to attend the session or not. So maybe we can go, or I was thinking to explain the first session, like the company deep dive, so you can see how it's going to look like and have an idea. On this presentation, there are all the sessions already explained, and we'll have access afterwards. So you will be able to go in detail after the meeting. And in case you have any questions, we'll be able to reply by phone or by email. But for example, that is the invitation that you are going to receive for the company deep dive, with include like the mentors, like the selected mentors, plus the companies, and the agenda of the presentation. It will be like an online meeting, always taking place on Teams. And the meeting notes, where we will basically complete, but as Teresa said, it will be important that you use this tool through the mentoring session in itself to tap your questions and answers. The answers ideally should be like the company or ourselves that will be completing. Questions will be like for part 1, observations and recommendations, or deep dive on the part 2. And then the goal of this session, that is basically to pre-identify the scaling challenges for each company. So we will ask you to list them down. This part in blue will be the main outcome of the session and your main contribution to it. And then key learnings and smart commitment. So as I said, you will be able to see all the different sessions, each one with different methodology, contact exchange, that will be a bit different. where we will use like Mentimeter to identify who has relevant contacts for each company, and then we'll jump into a short discussion and the virtual preparation. So you will have access to this presentation later on. In case you have any question, please let us know. And I would like to jump to close the conversation to the next steps. So what's going to happen after this session? We are going to receive, ideally today, a welcome pack. In this welcome pack, you will have this presentation, but also the contract, the mentoring contracts and the NDCU. NDCU stands for NDA. That needs to be signed until April 17th. How it's going to work for us is like we will attach the documents to this email. You will see that some of the information are highlighted in yellow. I will please ask you to complete the information in yellow and send them back to us in a Word format. And we will then upload it to uSign. And my team is going to send you a uSign link for you to sign the contracts. Please note that this is to be done before April 17th. So as soon as we receive back the contracts with all the information, it will be we can finish earlier. Then you will receive like the mentoring manual and the ignition forum briefing for those of you that will be able to attend. So as you know, because I explained you by email, we have the ignition forum that is taking place next week in Brussels. But we are also organizing like an online version for those of you that won't be able to attend. And I will share with you the link after also within these presentations for you also to register to the online sessions that are going to take place on the weeks following the in-person ignition forum. So for you to understand, the in-person event, it's going to be replicated at a different time online, but it's not going to be like a consecutive, or you won't be able to attend online at the same time at the ignition forum it's taking place. And the two important sessions where basically you are concerned will be like the elevator pitch dry runs, which will basically be a short pitch presentation of the companies taking part into the club. And then like the plenary sessions where we'll present all information regarding the club. And the second part is like the mentor allocation. So basically after the ignition forum, we will share with you a survey where we will ask you to choose and rank some companies from the market opportunity. And also really important, you need to highlight if you have any conflict of interest within any of the companies, so we can take that into account. But basically you will be able to choose a rank, and we will ask you to complete carefully all the information and explain all the value and the challenges that you would like to work with the companies, because we will use this information together with the information that we are going to gather from the companies to do the matchmaking between mentors and companies. And once we have done the matchmaking, so ideally no, it should be done on April 24th. I will send out the invitations for the company mentoring sessions that will take place over the next 3 months. For you to know, we have selected the dates, and we have taken into account bank holidays, summer holidays, but we know you might actually not be available at the time when we have prepared the sessions for you. So please, if you are not available on the date, let us know as soon as possible so we can find an alternative date that suits you that suits the mentors and the companies. But I will please ask you to avoid any last minute change regarding the calendar invitations for the company sessions, because yes, we will be running 12 companies in parallel. So it will be sometimes difficult to rearrange. And we have a policy within the EIC Scaling Club to send a save the date as soon as possible for all the stakeholders and companies, so they can block the agenda in advance, because we know we are all really busy. So yes, let's please try to avoid like last minute changes regarding the sessions. Here is like a little summary of what's going to happen afterwards. So now I want to open the floor for Q&A. We have 10-11 minutes together. If you want to ask some questions, something is not clear. I know there is a lot of information, so you will be able to see it a bit more clear when you look carefully into the presentation, and you will get access to all the information and company information. So for the next few weeks. But please, if you have any question already starting by now, or please let me know. So we are here to reply to any questions you might have.
Hi, Alberto. Can I just quickly jump in as well to highlight some things? Teresa speaking. Okay, so I just wanted to reemphasize what Alberto said. It looks a lot of information, but in the end, I think the most important things at this point to grab is indeed the purpose and the objective we have with each session. So keep that in mind, because the format then it will come very natural to you, because it's always the same format that we follow. And the reason why we do it is to give to provide the companies also with a nice reporting of each session, so it's not lost in the air. So that's why we have this methodology. We have done it in our pilot program, and it was very successful and previously. So I think it will come out very natural once you start doing it, so not to feel too overwhelmed. The other very important thing I want to highlight is regarding conflict of interest. I don't know if it's the case of any of you. So of course, if you have a conflict of interest with any of the companies because you are advising some company that can be a direct competitor, please flag that to us. The other situation, and I don't know if it's the case with any of you, is if you are an EIC evaluator, part of the EIC accelerator. If you have been reviewing any of the companies that have been selected, you need to flag that to us, okay? Because under your contract, you cannot be mentoring if you have reviewed any of the 12 companies that were presented. I think that there is a question, Cesar.
Yes, actually in connection to that, but if it's any other company, even if it's operating in the same field, it would be okay.
That's not a problem. It's only if you have reviewed, and I know sometimes it's hard because I'm also doing evaluations, and I mean, it's so many that it's hard to, but I'm sure it will come to your mind once you, so there is a short summary of each company that is going to be part of the pack that is going to be shared with you. So you have an opportunity to have a short summary so that you don't have to waste time going into their website. Of course, you are welcome to do it, and you're going to meet them at the event. And for those of you that cannot attend the event, there is going to be also an online session where you have an opportunity to meet the companies. But please, regarding this, because this is really important, and the EIC has again come back to us highlighting this, because in the contract, we cannot pay you if you have been reviewing any of the companies that are being supported, okay? So please do be careful about this.
And we will share with you a survey for company matching, and there will be a question on conflict of interest. So if there is any issues, you can just flag it there, so we don't assign you to those companies, basically. So you don't have to send us a separate email, or you don't have to do it before.
Thank you.
Regarding the payment fee, I think you are informed, right? So we pay for sessions of 1 hour, even if it drags a little bit. If it's 1 hour and 20 minutes, we're not going to pay them. So we have a standard rate of 1 hour payment. And what is the standard rate? Maybe Alberto, it's 200 and something an hour, I think. So we need to keep track. Of course, we pay on a delivery basis, but all these details are in the contract that you will receive right after this session. Just to clarify, it's not, we only pay of course, the mentoring, so only the traveling expenses are not covered. So just to be clear on that side, so that don't expect that it's not, we will not cover those traveling expenses. It's assume that you will cover for those.
Unfortunately, as a committee project.
Yeah. But the way we do it is we commit to pay you, of course, a full day working, so €1,000 a day if you attend the event. And we strongly advise you to attend the event because it's completely different, the interaction you have and the understanding you have of the companies if you meet them in person and you have a chance to have one-to-one meetings with them and interact with them. So for the right matching, and we will also ask you to prioritize once you know the companies to do a better matching. So what would be your preferences where you see more your experience adding value? And of course, if you met the companies, it makes totally different perception, and that's why it's so important. And we are allowing this interaction to be able to do a good matching. But I just hand over to you some more questions. Sorry, not to hijack the conversation.
Sorry, I missed the beginning of the meeting. Was it registered, recorded? Sorry, so that I can. Okay, thank you.
Everything was registered, and we are actually just after this meeting, we are going to upload it to a private YouTube channel only accessible for us, and I will share the link with you on the just after the meeting once it's uploaded.
Thank you.
So we have 5 more minutes on our agenda. If there's any other question from any of you.
If there are no questions, maybe I will complement and make it, because it's indeed a lot and we wanted to not to take too long to go through the details. So regarding the data room of the companies and where we store the documents, where the one document is, it's going to be a SharePoint account that is going to be shared with you. But I would like to highlight that you will only have access if you are one of those 4 mentors allocated to the company, okay? And we will only grant you access after NDA, okay? So this is important for the companies. No one will be allowed in the meetings if it has not signed an NDA. This is regarding companies, staff, or mentors, okay? So if a company is joining with a different team member, also the team member needs to be under NDA. Another important thing that maybe it was not so important to mention here, but I will mention now that we have the time. So in these sessions, in what we call these collaborative sessions with the 4 mentors and the company, these sessions are open to everyone in the group that is under NDA. What do I mean with this? So if you are interested to attend a session that you're not necessarily allocated to a company, but you would be interested in attending because it's valuable and you're gonna give back more, you can attend as long as it's part of the group and you have signed the NDA. So we wanted to have, so we don't expect to have only 4 mentors. We expect to have more mentors from the 12 mentors we have in the group attending those sessions. Of course, this will not be paid. So these are on a goodwill basis. But we will pay only those that are compulsory for you and that have been allocated to you. But we have some mentors that came back to us that are not even being paid. They say they want to be part of it and they cannot be paid for one reason or the other. So some of you like to attend these sessions, so you are also able to do so. Of course, we will let you know. It will be in the calendar. You can register for them so that we can check everything. So we will be informed, but it's just so you know, you can attend more than the sessions that have been allocated to you.
Also in the welcome mail, you will receive some communication tools. One of them will be a closed LinkedIn group. So he will be sharing with you what is to come in the previous day, what sessions are there. So if there is a company that sessions you're interested in, you will be able to register for those sessions as well. We will remind you before the meetings.
The company LinkedIn group for the renewable energies won't be available before the closing of the ignition forum. Is not set up yet.
Okay. And after the ignition forum, you will have this resource. Any
And
question?
Yeah, and of course, any clarification meanwhile that it pops up, also the group managers are here to support, and also some recommendations. So please, this is your role is extremely important for the companies and as part of the EIC Scaling Club. So please provide us the feedback. We always have a form also for you, a feedback loop that we will always ask you for some feedback on the sessions because we want to improve. Mostly for the companies and the value for the companies, but of course also for you. So please don't be shy and give us as much feedback and criticism also, so that we can tackle those things that are not going so well and could go better.
Okay, so if there's no more questions, we are reaching the end of the session. So I would like to close it here, unless someone want to speak. Yes, and as I said, next steps, I will send a recap email with all the information. Please share back the contracts as soon as possible so we can send you the documents for signature. And yeah, hope to see you on the first session. For you that are going to be able to join the Ignition Forum, see you in Brussels next week. And if not, we'll see you online and for the first session.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Yes, thanks a lot. Bye-bye. Bye.
Thank you to everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.